So I am Kenneth Davis. Follow me at That's Davis. Of course, executive producer of That Davis. So we have Ryan Bukoveski. Follow him at Ryan B. Ski and Ryan B. Ski 1 on Instagram. Today we're going to touch on a very serious topic, and that's the fact that the Supreme Court voted to overturn Roe V Wade, federally taking away women's abilities to seek out healthcare as far as abortion. One, we knew this was coming from the leak a few months ago. So we saw this coming down the road. You think about all those justices who just got into Scotus and how they lied. And we knew they were lying when they said that, there was no precedent to overturn Roe v. Wade when they were asked that question. We knew what Mitch McConnell and these folks have been doing for years now, and we allowed it. I won't say I'm shocked. I'm dismayed by the desire of men and some women to govern over women's bodies. And I want to be totally honest with this. There's a depth to this, I feel like, as a man that I can't feel, even as a black man, because they don't come from my sexual organs like this. They don't want to control them the same way that they want to govern over a woman's. And it's more than I feel bad for women. It's something deeper down that I haven't felt yet, I feel like. And being a father of a young lady, and I'll be damned if anybody governs over her body. But even if I didn't have a daughter, I would feel the same way about any woman's body. This is one of the worst transgressions that has ever taken place. And even if you're a person of spirituality, you should still not desire the government deciding things of this nature. It's hurtful. It's hurtful to think that a woman can't make her own decision. One, let's just touch it there instead, because sometimes we have to do the dance about, but we have to soft shoe it as far as just, other reasons that seem more legitimate than just a woman having the ability to decide what she's going to do with her body. That's what, regardless if it's healthcare, regardless if it's financial, regardless if it's whatever, it's still the fact that you're taking away her ability to make the decisions with her most important item, herself, which is just I can't find the word. I can't find the word bad enough to use right now to honestly put here to describe how terrible I feel about the Supreme Court right now, and just the liars. There's the type of stuff that. This is what you're overly concerned about? Like, really? Like this is all the things that are going on, and this is what you're overly concerned about, right? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I echo a lot of what you're saying, and a lot of ways that I've conceptualized, just like with what I believe in general. I'm not a big fan of. I'm a big fan of decriminalizing basically everything, because the more you do that, the more you regulate it, the more you kind of control it. And maybe there's obviously lengths that it goes, and I haven't really defined that for myself. But the reason I bring it up is it's less of a black market deal.
Right.
I feel really bad for low income women in general. Doesn't matter race, but especially minorities. Across the country, like you mentioned, you have a daughter. If we were in Texas right now, she would grow up like not knowing or not having that as a law. And people have gone nearly 50 years with this law. This wasn't something that, hey, let's just start it up, see how it's going. People have become accustomed to this way of living. And that's part of the shock that I have from the Supreme Court. But as you say, more so the dismay. The priority is just themselves and their selfish wants from their religious beliefs, or it's even the worst part of it where it's let's start the thread. Well, let's start the thread of untangling privacy and all these other things, because if their reasoning is things like it's not written in the Constitution, nothing really has been written in the Constitution. How would they have ever saw abortion down the road? People were only living till 30 from old age.
Right, like cell phone, like smartphones weren't written in the Constitution, but you need regulation. right?
Right.
Like
Exactly.
stop with the bullshit. But the Constitution said I wasn't even a whole person, so fuck that. All right, so don't please miss
Exactly.
me.
It's wrong
Please
about
miss me
that.
with this old document that we're going to use. Like, the fact that it's not in the Constitution doesn't mean that you don't have the right to govern your body. Like, I'm just so like, for instance, just going for everything for religious purposes and what's quote unquote supposed to be the land of freedom. Miss me with this bullshit. From population control, the fear. First of all, you don't have to fear anything if you treat people fairly. That's just the truth of the matter. You don't have to fear being a minority if you do right by other people. And you still act. I don't get it. Like, white people act like just you stop voting, you stop people from voting anyway, or you gerrymander the areas that they're living in so that they can't get ahead of you. You would do the same thing. Like, can we please just stop? Like, what? Like, you really are fearful. You know what I'm saying? Like, like it's the parent or the person that's been so abusive to a child, and now it's time to put you in a home, and you're so afraid of what that child's going to do to you when that child has only loved you all this time while you were still beating and setting this kid up for failure. It's just, I don't, man. I don't get. And you mentioned it. How far is this going? So is same-sex marriage going to be next? Because that wasn't in the Constitution. Like, how far are you willing to go? Like, so this is the thing. You guys want to destroy the Supreme Court because you're going to set it up to now. We're just going to start adding judges. That's what's going to happen. All right. It's just going to be like, all right, then we're just going to add judges then because you guys are going too far with this shit. All right. Like, and also, to be honest with you, I'm with them not having this shit for a lifetime anyway. All right. You got 20 years.
That's way too much.
It's right there, old as hell. It's still like, listen, and I still look. All of the liberal ones should have got out in Barry's first term. All right, you don't like the thing, and I'm sorry to speak ill of the dead, but the arrogance to think you're going to live forever, or you're going to be able to make it in a job that you can hold on for life, that you're going to be able to know when you're
and you're going to actually try to hold it for life,
right? So you're going to wait till the next Democrat gets in office. What? No, what would you have done had Trump won? Right, and had two terms to fill the damn thing in, just in case of another one. They're not as old, but another one just happens to die, retire, or whatever. Like, what? How arrogant of you! And look at what you left this mess in. Like, clearly, get out 15 years earlier than 2 months or 3 years too late. Like, come on! I mean, we still had the F shit that Mitch McConnell did with what's his name when he tried to keep him from, well, they kept him from going out from the what's the guy that's in charge of the DOJ, Merrick Garland, with that foolishness. Like, I'm just sometime, man, I need to dip off country. You know what I'm saying? I need me a little dip off country, because man, America, it's one thing to be an empire crumbling, but we're gonna rip this shit to shreds on the way.
I know.
Right? Like,
I mean, you mentioned it. The judges, the arrogant ones that you pointed out, the judges on the seat right now, just no thought whatsoever of these kind of like ripple effects and what's coming down the pike. Like I mentioned it earlier, my big fear is for low-income people in these states that it's just flat out banned. What are you going to do? You're more likely going to be those back alley abortions. And guess what? And I hate saying it. I hope I'm dead wrong about it. It makes me feel like almost an HBO series on something like The Wire to a degree. I mean, if you're the black market in the sex trafficking biz, why wouldn't you get in on the back alley abortions right now? Hell yeah. We'll take care of you. Come on down. And then these young women are going to be gone forever.
We already talk about the unreliability of drugs in pill form, as far as you never know what you're going to get, right? Imagine Plan B pills now. Imagine all the fake Plan B pills that are going to be in these states that someone's going to just make up and be selling. Like, here, you can't have an abortion. Here goes this Plan B. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, just as far as the black,
Right.
just what you hit on as far as the black mark, just it's like it's worse.
It's
than
gonna be like
prohibition.
moonshining or something.
That's what I say. It's worse than prohibition. It's worse than possessing someone's body, but it's like we're not even gonna learn from our own mistakes.
And they're so vulnerable. Like, you're talking usually young women that have very little means, that are doing this on the low, secretive. Like, they're not letting people know, and a lot of people can't help out even if they do know about it. And then you're going to sketchy people, sketchy places to try to take care of something because you're mentally just so focused on, I need to fix this, I need to fix this. I mean, those are the women that are the most vulnerable to these kind of things that we're talking about. And now we're just saying, open it up. Like, let the floodgates go with all the predators feasting on the prey. Before, when at least you had the legalization, you always had that option to a certain degree. Maybe if they cut down Planned Parenthood or something where that couldn't be done, and maybe some of that would still arise, but you give the option. I can't believe they just took away the option from the American people. Like, and we're the country of options, right? It's supposed to be anything and everything. The land of milk and honey, the capitalism, you have options. Oh, we can't have universal health care. I need my options. I got to have, and just like, you're just taking it away.
Wait, and we didn't even talk about this. And you soft shoot the day or two before where you opened up gun rights even more federally. Like, so it's cool. Let's get everyone strapped up. But damn sure you can't decide what you're going to do with that baby that you maybe have, that fetus that's inside of you.
Right.
Like, and either way, either how you call it, when I just said that, it's still that woman's decision. Right? That's period. Like, it's that woman's decision, man. We know damn well if we carry babies, this would never happen. All right? This would
I mean, it changes your body. Like, you go through things. Sometimes you're not supposed to have kids, and you don't know that until you start going through it, and it turns out awful. These things.
Did you see what was the young lady that we had on the show from Tampa Bay?
I'm blanking on her name. I'll look it up.
Yeah. She posted, I retweeted this, so let me just go to my tweets. Cameron Vitale.
Yes.
Carmen. Carmen, thank you, Carmen. I apologize, Carmen. So she posted this, and she didn't want to put this out there, but she shared it because of this took place. A woman's right to choose. You may think that choice is not just about whether to terminate a pregnancy or not. But in my case, the difference between actually being able to have a child or not. Let me explain. I have a genetic condition that could potentially make carrying a child impossible or even fatal for me. This isn't a guarantee, though, so always I thought I'd try anyway. Eventually, I figured modern medicine, if God forbid my life was put in danger, I can make the aforementioned unmentionable choice. Or if the pregnancy ended up not being viable again, another possibility. It could be taken care of or before it's a danger to me. That fundamental right to modern medicine has now been taken away, and what if my opportunity to ever have a child? And was taken away with it, my opportunity to have a child. It was stripped me of my own choice now. 2, even if I am in a state that allows abortion, the inevitable hoops and paperwork that will come could cause fatal delays. This risk is far too great, and now I may never know what it's like to have a child of my own. Who the fuck are you to take that away from her? Who the fuck are you? Like, that's a grown person, a whole human being. It's not your fucking right. I'm tired.
Yeah, it's all just a play for the next play for the next play. This is the two-party system in my mind at its finest right now. It's going to be overreaction and bullshit ripple effects. We'll see how it goes, I guess. What can you do?
I don't know, because, then everybody tells you to go out and vote, and I feel like I've been voting. Like, some things are set up that I can't even get my hands on when it comes to Mitch McConnell's tricks that he's going to play to make sure that he can keep judges, keep a president from putting in a judge. Like, what the fuck is the point? I'm tired. All right. That's it for Ryan and myself. I'm sorry, y'all. To all the women out there, I'm sorry we failed y'all.
Yeah. Hang
That's
tight.
all I can. That's all I can say.